Channel 4 News, what? This is Hufflepuff out to play some Quidditch and do some feminism. What the fuck? More like Hufflepuff! Oh my god, I hate this presentation. I hate that it's on Channel 4 News. I hate the private educated kids that are in it. I hate the fucking music with its heartstring bullshit. I hate the fucking focus. I hate the theme. I hate the information. It's like I put my hand into something fucking slimy and it's just stuck all over now. I just can't get it off. But, well, we'll fight back. We'll get some few good shots in on this cunting thing. It might look like Venom in a metaphorical way, but we're Spider-Man, right? Let's fucking do its face in. I much prefer not being able to hear these cunts talk.
Feminism is important to me because a few months ago, a guy decided for me.
Yeah, I think I fucked the sound up on this. It's out of sync, isn't it? It's hard to tell with my video editing software sometimes. It looks fucked up when I'm checking it out like this, but it's actually right because my software sucks. But I'm fairly certain that the sound is out of sync on this one for real. When I upload it, it's going to look like shit. But happily, this fucked up feminism video comes with as standard subtitles, so it's not all that noticeable. Not really. I can't fucking get it back into line anyway, not with the shitty software I've got. It's gonna have to look like badly dubbed schoolboy porn. That's what it looks like. Typical feminist movie.
Me that I wanted to have sex with him. I didn't want to.
I think Harry's nailing your sister, mate. What? You say you're into feminism because some guy wanted to have sex with you and you didn't want to have sex with him. Is the implication here that he raped you or tried to rape you? This is a rape, sexual abuse scenario. Well, dude, it's not feminism that you need. It's the current legal system. Done, dusted. You don't need feminists to bleat and whine about it. It's already in law, and for very good reasons. You fucking twat.
Feminism is important to me because when I was 12, my dad told me I should be ashamed of my body and that I had thunder thighs.
Your dad is a complete, utter numpty. Does your dad not realise that thunder thighs was a compliment? It's like one of these 1970s compliments. Hey baby, hey thunder thighs, alright sweet cakes. It's one of those, it's in that zone. So for your dad to call you thunder thighs makes him one of the queerest fucks on the planet. The incestuous twat. Are you going to say, oh no, they're obviously speaking on behalf of the women in their lives. This is what the women in their lives said to them during the survey, and then they're regurgitating it. That's the point of this thing. This is like arty farty feminism. Yeah, I get it. But I want to be a twat, so I'm going to pretend it's him that said it. You thunder thighs, fucking little boy, your dad is a fucking child molester if he's calling you thunder thighs. Your problems go beyond the realm of feminism. Your problems go into the realm of let's get the fucking police down here to truncheon his fucking head him and cart him away into a prison cell where the inmates themselves will be so horrified that they'll fucking do him as well. That's what you get for calling your son thunder thighs, or daughter for that matter. Who even fucking says thunder thighs? I mean, ever. When I was 12 years old, my father said I should be ashamed of my body and that I had thunder thighs. The story, I mean, they're straight out of the shocking parenting handbook. It's how to fuck your kid up 101. Your dad was an asshole. In fact, your dad was such a cartoon cliche asshole. I think this is made up. When I was 12 years old, my dad said I should be ashamed of my body and that I had thunder thighs. Well, your dad's using two opposing fucking things there. He's insulting you on one hand and complimenting you on the other. He's a fucking numpty. He's like the worst dad in the world. I think a bunch of hack, useless fuck would-be researchers came up with this and put it into your mouth and think it sounds good. It's nothing to do with feminism. If this is a lousy parent issue, not a feminist issue. This is a make-believe asshole talking to his little daughter about how she should be ashamed of her body. Like, like that happens all the time. Isn't the daddy's little girl cliche far more prevalent than the daddy's thunder thighs ugly little fuck cliche? Yes, it is. I wonder why. Because loving your daughter is far more common than thinking she's a thunder thighs ugly fuck. It's fucking useless. It's not societally relevant. It's not a feminist issue. This is a made up piece of shit point. Maybe all feminists should have an honorary thunder thighs designation, and we'll get between those thunder thighs and they will shake the foundations of the earth. They will be enjoying themselves so much. Consensually, of course, we get between the thunder thighs. I don't think it's possible to rape a feminist. Because you would do the lion screamy thing, wouldn't she? She'd be woo, burst your eardrums and send you flying through the room.
Feminism is important to me because when I give directions at work, I'm called a bitch rather than a leader, and bossy rather than assertive.
You are a bitch. You know what, there's just a split between managers and workers in the workplace. You pretty much can't be bridged, and I've seen this from both sides. I've been a grunt level worker and I've been a business owner, and you don't get to cross the divide. As soon as you try, I mean, I tried the even-handed, let's not be an asshole approach to being a boss. And as soon as you do that, people take the piss. So you have to go straight back to being an asshole. It's just fucking ridiculous. And on the worker side, your boss is always being an asshole because they've all learned the hard way, I suspect, that you just have to be. And on the worker side, you're always there wondering, why are they such an asshole? Why are they such a cunt all the time? Shit rolls downhill. The director's giving it to the department head, the department head's giving it to the manager's giving it to the line manager, and the line manager's giving it to the grunts. And nobody in that chain of command ever goes, oh wow, they're really assertive. They never say it like that. They all say, that guy's a fucking prick and I'm gonna lump him one day, or they go, she's a fucking bitch.
Feminism is important to me because my dad doesn't think I can be an engineer, and my mum doesn't think I can be an economist because that's too hard for a girl.
Is it too hard for a girl to do their own whining? It's just strangely ironic that you have to put these complaints into the mouths of young men to legitimise them in some way. The people who made this video, do they think it was good? Do they think it was on some level a decent idea? It's fucking stupid.
Feminism is important to me because I literally cannot go for a run around the block without being catcalled.
I've got stuff to say on both sides of this. First, let's take Little Princess running around the park. We need to dispense first with this argument that women put, that they dress nicely, they dress sexy for themselves. I dress nice for me, it's for me, and I dress nice for me, it's for me, and nobody else, it's not for you. You are such a lying fuck if you want to maintain that line of bullshit. You dress nice to be looked at. You dress nice to get noticed. You dress nice to be the shiniest thing in the room. If it wasn't the case, why do you put in extra effort when you're going to a social occasion? What? Why do 16-year-old girls want to put on makeup, put on tight clothes, go out to a party, yada yada yada? The whole fucking thing is primal. All of those impulses. It's always nice to go and chat to guys. It's nice to get bought drinks by guys. All of this stuff is fun, right? Why is it fun? Your impulses, they don't just come out of fucking mid-air. They come out of millions of years of evolution. They come out of fighting and fucking and competing. And what you're basically doing is asserting your sexual presence when you decide to look good. It's to catch people's eyes, and you don't like it when it catches the wrong people's eyes.
Today, I'm bringing you a storytime video.
Let's introduce you to another female numpty. This girl is called Sarah Lee. She's on YouTube. She's a kind of new starter. This is her video entitled Grown Man Begs for My Dirty Socks Story Time. And in this video, she bemoans this fucking guy.
But anyway, I had like a 2-hour gap between classes, and I would study or eat or do different things before the next class started. This particular day, I was really tired. So I decided that it would be a great idea to take a public nap.
Oh my god, the world-weary sigh. I thought I'd take a public nap. Who'd have thought something could go wrong if a beautiful girl takes a nap in public? That would never have crossed my eyes. What would your mother say? What would anybody say? Oh yeah, I just thought I'd fall asleep in public. What?
So I found an area in the library that was kind of hidden off, but not really. It's just the side of the library. There's a room, then there's windows, and then there's seats all along the windows where you can sit down and...
KK, got it. You fell asleep in a fucking stupid place. I left my coat in the library once and someone nicked my wallet out of it. Cunting fucks. You left your whole body there.
They have like those things where you can put your laptop on top of it and everything. Well, I decided it was a great idea to take a nap there. I was tired, like I needed a nap. It was a long day.
What the fuck? You're like 18. You should have boundless energy. You should be able to stay awake all day, even if you've been partying till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's no fucking excuse. There's no way that you needed a nap in the middle of the day. Well, rest my old bones in this public library. You're not an old fuck, are you? You lazy fucking bitch.
It's college, you got stress, you got no sleep. That was me. And I thought, wow, I'm sure no one's gonna try to... I thought, this is the perfect place to nap. No one's gonna bother me. So I'm dozing off, on and off, as people walk by, kind of wake up. It's a little embarrassing for people to see you napping, I mean, in public, but...
People say this about Jeremy Corbyn because he falls asleep on the buses when he's between speeches and tour dates and stuff. But it depends how attractive you are at sleeping. If you're one of these people who gets saggy mong face and you're fucking drooling everywhere and you snore a little bit and you're sort of farting and pissing yourself, you know, there's a point at which it's better not to fall asleep in public. But if you're one of these people who just sort of peacefully zones out, your mouth stays closed and you don't fucking slop yourself all over the chair or window or whatever, you know, if you don't look like a fucking mong, then it's alright. It's okay to be asleep in public.
For me, I didn't care at the time because I was so tired. So I hear something rustling in the leaves. Not really, but like I hear someone coming close to me, and you know when someone's coming near you when you don't want them to. Like, you know when you just want to be left alone and you just feel the presence of someone who wants to get your attention. You're just like, no, please just stay away. Let me be alone. I don't want human interaction. Well, next thing you know, someone comes blasting through. It's this guy. He's about middle-aged. He has a hiking backpack on. He's visibly sweating and breathing heavily.
He's a fucking rapist already. The story hasn't even got anywhere. He's a rapist on sight. This sweaty, heavy breathing, middle-aged backpack wearing motherfucker who's in the college library. He's a fucking lecturer. He's a lecturer from early that day, but he was such a fucking numpty you don't recognise him, you were too sleepy. But we're getting into it now. We're getting into the zone where you want the right guy to notice. The whole fucking point of using this stupid video. You don't want the wrong guys to notice you, and when the wrong guys notice you, you really lay it on thick about how ugly and unwanted they are.
And he decides to sit next to me. And then he looks me dead in the eyes.
Okay, you're half asleep, and he sat next to you, and suddenly he's looking you dead in the eyes. He sat next to you, not opposite you. You have to be looking at him to make that possible, you stupid cow. I knew all along that the facts in this story were probably being filtered quite heavily, but that you're missing out great chunks that I woke up, turned round, looked him in the eyes, and then he reacted. That you're missing out bits like that suggests to me there's a really high amount of bullshit going on here.
And he asked me, hey, would you mind giving me your socks?
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, you've spotted him. He's probably a fetishist. I know he's going to come up with some wheedly story about why he wants the socks, but he probably is a foot fetishist. But as a foot fetishist, he is about as far from being a rapist as you can possibly get. If he wants your socks for a kinky reason, he's going to go home and jizz in them, or he's just going to go home and sniff them. It's going to be pathetic and inoffensive. He's probably wish that you would step on his face. He might see sat there thinking you are a sleeping goddess. You are sleeping beauty to his little dwarf. And his little dwarf is probably called Grumpy or Impotent. He is the owner of one of the most inoffensive kinks on the planet, and you're going to turn him into a would-be rapist because you don't like the look of him.
What? I'm just like, did I hear you properly in my head? No, I just really need your socks. I'm like, why do you need my socks? And he's like, there's a scavenger hunt going on at school and I need someone's socks.
So yeah, imagine this story would have a completely different complexion if it is Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp. I mean, perhaps these guys are too old to be in this story anyway. But imagine if it is just some young, attractive, flirty, confident young male student comes and sits next to you, flumps next to you. Alright, darling, I see you sleeping there. Can I have your socks for a scavenger hunt? If that was the story and you found him attractive, that would be it. That would be the end of this piece. It would go by without mention unless you went out for drinks together and talked about socks and perhaps buying some and having some in the drawer. You know, you would probably start servicing his kink and finding it funny. Hell, you might even give him a foot job at some point in this story. But aside from all of that, let's say it just happened and you didn't end up married to the foot fetishist who looks like Brad Pitt. This is the difference. If you like the look of him, this would be a story about a guy looking for your socks in a scavenger hunt, and you would probably have given him your socks. But because you didn't like the look of him, this has to be a story about a sweaty, heavy-breathing, middle-aged man who was dressed inappropriately and invaded your airspace while you were sleeping in the library, even though you seemed to be awake during the interaction. You know, you've lain it on thick because you don't like this guy, and he gave you the perfect excuse. He asked you for something that was a little bit creepy, and now you can fucking go for it. This guy is the worst kind of scum in the universe. And this is a reflection of pure physical attraction or repulsion. And this is what women never ever ever fucking confess to. Especially feminists will basically go, stop judging us on our looks. Stop being attracted to attractive women and repulsed by repulsive women. Just stop doing it. We don't do it. Which you fucking do. You objectify men a lot. And this girl here with the story of the ugly fuck who she didn't like the look of, she's laying it on thick because she doesn't like the look of him. And that's the only point I really wanted to make for this video, is that women do this. The reaction to the guy that you don't want looking at you is fucking intense. And the reaction to the guy you do want looking at you is fucking intense in a different way. You are judging men on their looks constantly. It is a part of your reality, a part of our reality. Don't fucking pretend you're not doing it.
I'm like, you can't just like go get some socks at the store or something? And he's like, no, it has to be someone's dirty socks. I'm like, oh, like, that's cool, but I don't think I can help you, man. He keeps insisting, and he's like, no, I really need them. Like, I only have like 2 hours left, and I really want to win like a $50 gift card. Like, that would be so sweet if you would give me your dirty socks. I really don't feel comfortable doing that. And he continues to insist. And he's like, I'll pay you $20 to give me your dirty socks. I was like, then what's the point of like the prize that you're getting if you're only getting 30? What's the point of a scavenger hunt if you're willing to give me $20 just so you can get $50 and then you end up with 30? Like, that's not much of a prize. So this guy just keeps asking me for my socks. I'm like, dude, like, I really can't help you. I can't help you, man. And he is sweating. He's breathing heavily. he's like ready to pounce.
She can't help herself. She has to bury him that little bit more. Whatever he's doing, it's fucking wrong. It's extreme. He's ready to pounce now. He's a foot fetishist trying to buy your socks and he's ready to pounce. That doesn't even make sense. Stupid bitch. Okay, moral of the story, don't fall asleep in a public library. Even if you're awake when the story happens. Let's get back to Princess running around the park. You don't like the look of some guys either. You don't like the guys in the park caterwauling. You don't like the builders whistling. You don't like the middle-aged man turning around and having an extra peek at your ass. You don't want those guys to look because you don't like the look of them. But if Brad Pitt was to come up and start flirting, if Brad Pitt's fucking whistling at you, it's a different thing altogether, and it's different because that's why you've dressed nicely. That's the actual point right there, is the guy that you want notices you. Voila, boom de boom, you're off. So if you're gonna fucking dress nice enough to catch the man of your dreams, and other men notice that, and other men react to that, no, you haven't got a point. It's tough shit. You've done that. You put yourself in that situation. You can't fucking choose who looks at you and who reacts. If you're going to just go for the highest, your highest presentation of what you've got, if you're going to push that to the max, then people are going to react. And you can't fucking legislate and decide and choose who is allowed to say hi and who isn't. But on the guys' side, guys, all of you cunts, caterwauling girls as they jog around the park. You've been there, a woman's wearing basically a second skin. She's got her tight shorts on, her baps are bouncing around in a little top, and she's pretty young and fit, and she's flushed in the face, and she's running around. That looks great. You have to look, you appreciate it. She's honed her body, her ass is chiseled to perfection. You have to look at that. But guys, do you have to fucking whistle and caterwaul and stuff like that? Honestly, when was the last time you got laid from doing that? Any of you? On a fucking building site, in the park, leaning out of your car going bruh, bruh, bruh. When is the last time you actually got a good fucking session out of that behaviour? No, it never happens. It never fucking happens. Of course it never happens. You don't fucking whistle from the top of a scaffold down to street level because some girl's walking past and she looks fucking amazing. You don't whistle. She doesn't fucking turn around and go, alright, who did that? I'll have some of that. It never fucking happens, so why are you doing it, you stupid fucks?
Feminism is important to me because I don't have the freedom to play online games without being caught in attention whore.
I think that needs time to sink in. You can't play online games without being called an attention whore. What the fuck are you talking about? You get called an attention whore by being an attention whore, by doing any kind of drama or bullshit, anything to draw attention to yourself. That's what an attention whore is. Logging into an online game and playing it is not attention whoring. Like, by any fucking stretch of the imagination, how could someone even say that? Wouldn't you just go, huh? What? Take Call of Duty, something like that. 1 million kids logged in at any one time. Okay, it's probably not that much, but wild stab in the dark. 1 million kids logged into this fucking game. You log in, and there's like a pack of guys waiting to go, oh, you're such an attention whore. What the fuck? There's not even any fucking way that makes any sense. And even if they did do that, they'd have to be doing it to everyone who logs in with a female avi or with a female name. They could be doing it to guys. It doesn't make any fucking sense at this point. It doesn't happen. It's not real world relevant. It's fucking stupid. It's typical feminist bullshit. If you are being called an attention whore by an online community that you are a part of, then you are being an attention whore. It's not their behaviour that's in question, it's yours. And this point could only be made by somebody who is so gloriously unself-aware that they don't realise people are calling them out legitimately for the shit that they're acting up.
Feminism is important to me because one day my dad told me I should be ashamed of having a flat chest because boobs are all men really care about. He said that if any man had to choose between a caring, intelligent and pretty woman with a flat chest or a shallow, less accomplished woman with a massive chest, that they'd always choose the second.
If I was writing the character work for your dad, I would chime in at this point to the person who put this forward and has said, look, a guy with such a numpty, basic and stupid outlook would not use the term less accomplished. Your dad's vocabulary doesn't match his outlook, so I'm going to call bullshit on this. He's a made-up guy. But, aside from that, let's have a look at what he said. Unfortunately, your old man was right about that, for the most part. In most cases, yes, biological attraction will overwhelm any other fucking thing. You know this thing about the honey trap? As a detective agency, a woman can approach, say, is my man likely to cheat on me? And they test the man with a gorgeous, model-esque woman. They just send her into wherever he is, send her after him, basically. She sits and flirts with him. She is the pull of the century. She is such a babe that no man has ever turned it down. People who have never cheated on their wives have been like jaw-dropped, stunned. This fucking babe is coming on to me. This never happens to me. I'm having this shit. They all go for it, and not one man has passed the honey trap test. There is a strong biological thing. You know, you'll a girl who's fat and ugly sort of takes you to task over silly little things, and you fucking hate her for that. A girl who is drop dead gorgeous takes you to task for silly little things, and you've got a hard on. You know, you're not even sure whether it's your mum or your wife or your sister. You know, it's so fucking confusing that the biology's just always smack flashing off. You just, a gorgeous woman will basically disarm you and mess you up in all kinds of ways, and you find her funnier than she is. She doesn't even have to care about anything. She could be a complete bitch and you'll just find it funny. She could be a bitch to you and you'll find it funny. She could be a heartless, delusional fucking psychopath and you'll be like, yeah, fucking A, go girl, you get out of life what you want. You know, you make excuses and support her because you know which side your bread is buttered. Your dick is sort of raging for this woman, and it changes your whole outlook. And that's, you can fall for a bitch, you can fall for a ball bust, and you can fall for a feminist. You know, you can really get led around by your dick in some ways. So in some ways your old man was right, but it lacks wisdom, this outlook. There's a sort of classic kind of axiom thing that a man will meet 3 women on the path to his perfect partner. One of them will basically be his mum, one of them will basically be his best friend, and one of them will basically be the perfect sexual, physical, you know, it's all about porn. These 3 women will teach him everything he needs to know about himself and companionship, and then he will meet the woman of his dreams who will embody all 3 of them. That so goes the theory. From my experience, that seems to be the case. If you give it long enough and you go in for these major attractions, you find people that are not just physically compatible with you, but sexually and psychologically, spiritually, the whole fucking thing. And then there's a little problem, you break up. Further down the road, that little problem turns out to have taught you something really important. You just meet someone who is totally compatible with you, and you'll even wish you'd waited, but in the weird, you know, Neo breaking the vase sort of way. It's the journey there that sort of honed you so you couldn't have waited. So this guy with his BAPS thing, maybe he stopped maybe he stopped adventuring in the foothills, or the big hills I should say. Maybe that's, you know, your mum has got big BAPS and he anchored himself to those big zeppelins and it's like, I'm set for life, this is me, this is the way we're doing it, this is our thing. Or maybe that made him the perfect man for her. You know, she's this woman with massive BAPS. Maybe there was nothing else extraordinary about her, and this guy was just, he would do anything for her. You know, it's the perfect scenario. Brilliant. We're an item. We're a couple. We're together forever. But to say it's only, especially when not all men are into BAPS. I'm not that. Breasts, if you do. When I say BAPS, I mean breasts. Not all men are into BAPS. Some prefer ass. I think some even prefer legs. Not all men will go for the BAPS, so his philosophy there falls a little bit short of reality. But you can only expect something as banal and simplistic as that to fall short of reality. A friend of mine, his dad told him, if work and drink start to get in each other's way, then fuck the work off. You know, what our dads tell us doesn't always see us right. Your old man's identified something that people don't really talk about. It is there, but it isn't, sort of thing. It's there in the background, but it doesn't really affect, you know, your life is going to be about a few really good intimate relationships. They are going to be the romantic aspect of your life, and it's not going to be dominated by the size of your breasts. It's going to be much more involved than that. And it won't take long to realise that your dad was talking shit.
Feminism is important to me because millions of girls and women around the world are denied the right to education, the right to choose who they marry, the right to own land, and the right to their own safety. This is a global movement, and all of us women are in it together.
I would love to see feminists fuck off to Saudi Arabia and Iran and fucking Malaysia, go and mix it with the South China Sea pirates and shit like that. I would love to see feminists go and work these areas that really need the sort of change in laws that support women and stop them from being slaughtered and all this kind of stuff. By all means, fuck off to these places and try and improve them, because there's no fight to be had here. There's no feminist cause left here. To keep feminisming in the West, it's a lot like fucking someone after they've orgasmed. It's kind of rude. You know, just fucking come already and roll off, bitch. Why you keep fucking? Why are you fucking us so relentlessly? It's pointless at this point. So yeah, we'd like you to go and try and stick your dick into the Saudi Arabian government and see how they react, because I think it would solve all our problems. It would give the Saudis something to fucking think about, and it would give you a lovely, horrible way to die during the Saudis' initial reaction to it. How shocking it is that the boys were able to come up with such shocking experience of sexism so easily from talking to the women in their lives. I don't think it was shocking, being as you've turned up with a fucking camera crew on the off chance that this social experiment is going to work out the way you want it to work out. Given that you've done that, I think you brought a fucking script with you. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's obvious that this is completely fucking set up, and some of it is bullshit, even within bullshit. It's all bullshit, but some of it is so fucking stupidly, ridiculously made up. I can't log into an online game without being called an attention whore. Where did you even get that from? You sent a bunch of guys into an all-boys school to do some feminism, and it fucked up. Amazing. Just take your script, shove it up your ass, and never make anything as shit as this video ever again.
Feminism is important to the women in our lives.
I want to fuck that ginger one right up the ass.
So it should be important to us too.
Nah, I've changed my mind now, we can fuck off. No, I've changed my mind now, he's too much of a ginger twat. No, I've changed my mind, it's ginger haired, schoolboy fucking public school fucking.
Nobody loves the Bible more than I do.
Except maybe vicars and bishops and shit like that.